So my name is Brittany, but that's obviously not Native American. So my Native American name is Little Leaf, or Piawe Winnipeg. And my dad is kind of into cliche kind of things. His name is Big Tree, Little Leaf and Big Tree, so he's Matugmachi. So he's really into the names. You don't have to call me that, but that's the whole story of our names. I'm from Medway, Massachusetts, so it's kind of far, maybe an hour and a half from the reservations that we would go and do the powwows at. So there's not really a lot of Native American culture in my small town, but it's interesting when you come to Rhode Island and you're in Narragansett, and you're in these places that obviously have names that are related to Native American things. It's a lot more like you feel more at home. You feel like you belong over here. Yeah. My heritage, I am actually very much an all-American mutt, if that's politically correct or not. I'm actually a quarter Nipmuc Native American. My father is half. And then my other pieces aren't relevant, but I'm also African American and white as well. Many different places around Europe, so. But yeah, it's funny. The biggest chunk of anything that I am is Native American. So if someone were to really ask me, like, what are you? Because no one really guesses Native American. People will guess that I'm Spanish. People will guess, and they come up to me speaking Spanish. I'm like, I'm Native American. So it's definitely something that I would label myself as, if that's how you want to say. It's kind of bittersweet because when you're young, obviously you don't know any history about anything. When you go and you learn about the colonies, and obviously this was the first place where people came over, this area of North America. So you think, okay, well, the settlers came over and they killed all the Native Americans, and the textbooks don't really tell you what happened. I took some AP classes in history, and that's when they really tell you about how brutal it was. And if I didn't have my father telling me real history about things like Elk Island and how my people were massacred, you really don't know the history of it. So being over here, it feels like home. The places around you are named with Native American names. Massachusetts, like another place. And it's just, I know if I were to travel, I would want to come back here when I'm older, just to feel like this is home, this is where I should lay to rest, if that's not too morbid. But being in Massachusetts, it's nice. And of course, I love going to my reservation when I do go, because it is land that has not been owned by the white man, if you will. It is Native American owned land. It's not a big place. It's not a reservation where people would live. And it's not, it's just a very serene place to be. As far as Native American politics go, that's another story. It's not very serene over there. But as far as being here, it's really nice. It's bittersweet. It makes me feel like I'm more open to seeing two sides of things, because growing up, as far as learning about African Americans and slaves, and learning about the massacre of Native Americans, my ancestors, that's two sides of me. And it's odd to think all of that had to happen to have myself be present here today. If things had gone differently, there's no possible way I would be here talking to you right now. So it's not a conflict. It's just, again, it's a tug on both sides. It's very sad to know that these things happen, but at the same time, I'm here, and I'm very proud and glad that I can be Native American. It's not, it's kind of a rarity, I think. But it's not a conflict. It's more of an all-encompassing. I can see both sides. There's a balance to things. To life in general. So, if that makes sense.